Hey guys, welcome to the video, and today I want to talk about my experience with Sleeping Dogs and should you play it? I know I'm late to the party with this one, but I finally decided to give Sleeping Dogs a chance. First, let's talk about the story. You play as Wei Shen, an undercover cop who is a part of a police operation to infiltrate a triad organization, the Sun On Yee. You're recruited by your longtime friend, Jackie. You will meet a man named Winston, who is the leader of the Water Street Gang, and a Sun On Yee Red Pole. You will find out that the Water Street Gang are having problems with a rival gang, the Jade, led by a man named Dog Eyes. You will also uncover that Wei Shen has a history with Dog Eyes. As the story progresses, you will realize that Wei Shen starts to become emotionally invested in his work.
Fuck you! I do my job just fine.
Well, that's for me to decide.
You mean Pendrew?
Pendrew assigned me as your controller. And listen, Wei, Pendrew may not be concerned about you, but I am. I know you have a personal stake here, but this cannot be a vendetta. We're cops. There are rules.
You're a cop. I'm an undercover cop. The rules are different. And you're fucking concerned about me?
You are an officer of the law, Wei, same as me.
We are not the same. You understand? We done?
Yeah, we're done.
I wasn't a big fan of the first half of the game as it felt slow and I didn't have much interest. On the other hand, I love the second half of this game as it gets more intense and action-packed. For the most part, I did enjoy the story, as it was cool playing an undercover cop infiltrating a gang in Hong Kong. Speaking of action-packed, let's talk about the gameplay. At first, I was expecting Sleeping Dogs to play more like a traditional Grand Theft Auto game, as I went into this game blind. I didn't expect there to be so much hand-to-hand combat, but it grew on me over time. I'm not really into beat-em-up games. The most combat that I played through were the Batman games. I found those games to be a lot of fun. So once the combat clicked in this game and I started to fight more, it felt great. Another thing I love about the hand-to-hand combat was the combat skill tree, as you could find these statues around the map. With these statues, you would deliver them to your old Sifu. In return, he would teach you a new move of your choosing on the skill tree. I really enjoyed learning and using these moves, as it added more variety such as a sweeping kick or a tackle strike. The other skill trees in this game are great too. You will have the opportunity to unlock skills from the Triad skill tree, a police skill tree, and the face skill tree. Each have their own unique skills, keeping the game feeling fresh and fun. I saw myself trying to pull a new move or use a new skill every time I unlocked one. The fist combat is fun and all, but later in the game, you will be introduced to firearms, and this is where I started to really enjoy the combat. While using a gun, you will be able to take cover. While taking cover, if you mantle over your cover while aiming, you will slow down time for a short period. This reminded me of Max Payne's Bullet Time, and I had a ton of fun with this. Anytime I used this ability, I thought I was in an action movie. If you thought shooting a gun made you feel like you're in an action movie, you haven't experienced the awesome chase scenes in this game. The game will have you start out in this really cool chase scenario. Running and climbing all feels great. Jumping over obstacles and jumping onto other platforms was such a thrill. Even the car chasing is fun. I really love the fact that I could ram into other vehicles or even jump from a moving car to another one. While I was playing the game, I did mention that the first half of the story was a little slow, which led me to discover the vast amount of side content this game has to offer. I remember I was on this one side mission where a doctor imported a car and had it delivered in all these separate parts. The car is very valuable, so he has to have multiple duplicates. He sends Wei to find the real car. As you search for the multiple decoys, if you don't find the real car, it will explode. This led to me having to jump from car to others before my decoy car exploded. This was such a fun time. All the other missions in this side story were a blast too. There are also other side missions that include face missions, which are referred to as favors. You will also have cop missions, which I had the most fun. You will participate in a drug bust to doing case files where, for example, in one, you track down a serial killer. If you ever get bored of the story or doing side missions, don't worry, as there is a lot of activities in this game, such as racing, cockfighting, to fighting multiple rounds in an alley for money. Driving is arcadey, but a lot of fun, especially the racing. I had a blast racing, as it reminded me of Grand Theft Auto's racing. A couple of things I disliked about the vehicles though were that you couldn't see your car on the minimap after exiting. Another thing is that the cars lacked customization. The most you could do was change the color, but honestly, these are just nitpicks. While enjoying the overwhelming amount of content this game has to offer, I also fell in love with exploring the city, and Hong Kong is so beautiful. I really like when you get to the higher class area of the city called Central. It's such a beautiful district of the city, and I enjoyed exploring. While you're exploring, you can go unwind at the nearest K-pop club and sing karaoke, or get a happy ending from a not-so-professional massage parlor.
Lifetime.
All right, I could use a little stress relief.
I've been a bad girl today, Wei. I may need to be disciplined.
You will also encounter these locked boxes with cash in them, but be careful, as they are guarded by the Jade. Another thing that had me exploring was these health shrines scattered through the map. After visiting 5 shrines, you will be rewarded with a health increase. I loved this, as it had me driving around the city looking for them everywhere. The only thing I disliked was the game doesn't give you a tutorial on where these shrines are, and usually the game does a pretty good job at giving tutorials. The last thing I want to talk about are the vendors. As a cook, I loved seeing the multiple street food vendors all around the city. I also like the fact that when you eat from these vendors, you will gain a health recovery stat boost. This had me looking for the nearest vendor near the end of the game, as it gets action heavy and is much needed. Overall, if you're looking for solid combat, a beautiful open world to explore, tons of side content to stay busy, exploring for collectibles, and enjoy a crime-filled action game, then Sleeping Dogs is the game for you. Anyways guys, that's it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more gaming commentaries like this one. Let me know what you guys are playing. I would love to hear from you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.